just broken the access code to this game. A game in which your destiny depends upon your own decisions, and where the ultimate weapon is your mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please take your seats at this time as the program will begin momentarily.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Gen X David. We're back with Gen X and Beyond. What up, Moken, my co-host?
What up, bud?
Hey, before we get into talking anything stupid, I want to know
Who's talking something stupid?
a little story got sent to me. Okay. And I'm going to read this story. And it's funny. The
Is
only
this the one you
difference
sent
is,
me?
look, the only difference is I'm not going to use the club name on Fishing Planet. I'm going to change that. I'm just going to change one word just to keep anonymity or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I can't speak right now. But anyway, it's called the Great Xbox Fishing League Diversity Push. All right, you ready for this?
Okay.
This is fucking hilarious, dude. I laughed my ass off when I read this, and I'm going to read it. Okay, so if anybody and everybody knows who South Park is, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. And no, this has nothing to do about racism or sexism or anything like that. This is just a story that somebody else sent to me. I didn't write it. I just want to make sure we're all crystal clear. All right, you ready?
All right.
The Great Xbox Fishing League Diversity Push. The story starts off with, my father wasn't what you'd call a traditional gamer. He didn't care about kill streaks, KD ratios, or battle passes. But when he discovered the online fishing simulator on Xbox, he found his true calling. Every evening, he and his group of equally middle-aged, marijuana-sipping buddies would cast digital lines into a pixelated lake and talk about nothing for hours. They had hats, custom avatars. One guy even brought a haptic vest just so he could feel the fish fight. It was ridiculous and kind of beautiful. They called themselves Big Daddy 420. One night after an especially spirited virtual bass tournament, Dad muttered, "You know what this group needs? Diversity." The others paused. "Diversity?" asked Moken, who once misspelled catfish in a group chat. "Yeah," Dad said, half joking, half inspired. "We need a token." The chat erupted with laughter, like in South Park, someone asked. "Exactly," Dad confirmed, grinning through his headset. "Every legendary group has one. It's tradition." So, thus began the quest for token. Dad turned into a recruiter. He popped into random fishing lobbies and casually dropped lines like, "Hey, man, you got a good sense of humor? You black? Cool? Want to join a fishing clan?" It was wildly inappropriate, borderline insane, and yet somehow, against all odds, it worked. A week later, a smooth voiced guy named Marcus joined the party. Marcus was chill, funny, and yes, black. The moment he logged on, the group cheered like they'd just landed a digital marlin. "Welcome, Token," Dad announced proudly. Marcus, unfazed, replied, "Y'all really named me Token already? You get full voting rights," Dad promised, "and first pick on bait." Against all logic, Marcus stuck around. He ended up being the best fisherman in the whole group, virtually or otherwise. Eventually, They stopped calling him Token. They just called him Champ. But every once in a while, when someone lost a big one, you'd hear Marcus say with a grin, "You should have listened to Token." Now, that was created by Chat GPT. All right.
Yeah.
With just a few names that was created. And then it was sent to me. I laughed. I thought it was hilarious. I sent it to my buddy Marlon, who's actually black. He laughed, thought it was great, said, if he played Fish and Planet or video games, he would definitely be Token. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a South Park fan. So I was like,
Yeah.
I was appreciative of that, because I asked him, I was like, bro, do you think this is borderline racist? Because he's always calling me saying, hey, man, is this racist towards white people? I said, I don't think you can really be racist towards white people, can you? You know?
Well, yeah.
He was like, well, yeah, you can. I was like, no, I just see it as funny jokes. You know, like, fuck them
Yeah.
crackers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the whole thing is people's got to be out there with open mind and open spirit and have a little fun. 90% of America is not racist. And the reason why we're talking about this is because, it's stuff like that that makes people smile and laugh, and
Yeah.
we have fun.
I thought it was funny.
I mean,
I
Grace
misspelled
told me,
catfish one time in chat. I mean, come on. That was
yeah. Hey, they had to throw you under the bus, bud, and I'm happy they did because that shit was funny, fucking funny. Diversity asked Moken, who once misspelled catfish in the chat. Hi, Liz. Hi, Beth. There you go. She said hi. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
But anywho, yeah, I mean, the dude, it was freaking hilarious, dude. Fucking hilarious. When I got that, I just died laughing.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking funny.
But yeah, I mean, I got some bad news.
Oh no.
Not really bad news. I mean, it kind of works out in my favor. My boss is not quitting, not yet anyway, not as soon as we all thought he was. I will not be taking over as manager of the store just yet by the end of the month, like was talked about, but he's going to train me anyway. He just needs to stick around for another couple months, which I understand, his logic and looking at it. And, I kind of talked him into staying because I was telling him that if his finances are not right, then you should not quit your job until you have another job to go to.
Right.
Because if your budget is not cool, there's no reason to quit a job.
Right.
And I told him, I said, just stick around, man. Just show me how to do some stuff so it's a little bit easier on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with that being said, so that's going to be pushed back, put on hold for a little bit, which I'm completely fine with. I'm going to have a ton of hours this month, so don't expect a lot of podcasts this month from me guys. I'm going to have on the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd, I'm going to be working 3 open to closes back to back to back. 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I'll have Sunday off. And then on Monday, I'll work open until 3. And then I'll be home early Monday, the 25th. But it's going to put a lot of good money that is well earned and well needed for my paycheck on, I think it's the 4th or the 5th of June. So I'm going to be okay. It's just right now, it's just not my. I don't know how to. I just got a lot of stuff on my plate and a lot of stuff to worry about and a lot on my head. And I'm really not trying to, spew it out all on here.
Hey,
I mean,
you ain't got to. I got feedback.
I got feedback
Yeah,
right now.
coming from me, coming through. Not no more now.
Oh, I don't hear it.
It ain't doing it anymore, but it was.
Okay, I turned down my mic. But yeah, so I mean, it is what it is, and it is what it ain't, and you can't fix what's not meant to be fixed. So
Right. You just have to do what comes when it comes. You can't rush shit like that.
exactly. But I'm willing to wait. I don't care. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not mad about it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to
Right.
make sure if I had somebody at my age now, back when I was 20 in my early 30s, to tell me, hey, if you do this, you fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And maybe there was people that tell me that, and I just missed the signs. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't have people telling me that.
And it's just, I don't know, bro. I'm at a loss for words. You know what I'm saying? I just know that things will get better with me. Things should get better with me. Um, and I'm just going to keep working hard like I've been doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
going to keep working my ass off, keep doing what I've been doing, take care of my wife, take care of my son, try to be there for them and just pay bills, pay rent, keep going. So,
Yeah. So there was a song that came out,
there's what?
and there was a song that come out today.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Why don't we do a couple music reviews tomorrow for our tomorrow night's podcast, and you keep that song in the back of your head.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And we'll just shake some things up. I did not get around to starting the True Social account yet. And the reason
Hey,
is,
in due time.
huh?
In due time.
In due time. There's a lot of moving parts right now, and it's kind of hard for me by myself to stay on top of everything. Moken helps out when he can, and on certain issues that he can help out, he helps. But when it comes to certain accounts and stuff, I have to do most of it because it all links back to me anyway. So, with that being said, the True Social account will be coming. I don't know when. It'll soon be getting here. It's just a lot of moving parts. I'm trying to get things ironed out for the rest of this month. So when next month hits, that I'll have free time to do more. And that's basically this month just sucks, man. I'm covering this guy's shifts for the last 2 weeks, this
Right.
week and last week. And then the week after, I'll be covering my boss's shifts, 3 of his shifts, and my own at the same time, So, I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but it pays off in the end, honestly. And that's what you want is a payoff at the end.
And that's what it's going to do. But besides all that, give a shout out to everybody on Fishing Planet, Stan, the man, you know, uh,
Rumble.
XG and Rumble, Big Tuna 420. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the former club. Trump is your daddy. Hope UNSC Boats is doing good over there. And I don't know. I'm just saying, I hope he is.
I hope he is too.
Shout out to everybody on Rocket League who we play with, so tonight's podcast is sponsored by Midwest 3D. I'm going to give a shout out to one of the greatest grinders I ever bought in my life, Tsunami. I think you guys got a great brand. I think you guys got a great grinder. Tsunami, baby.
Yep.
It's what your weed's in. We're okay, bro. I mean, as far as everything is concerned, it's just going to get a little sticky at the end of the month. That's just all it is,
And for us lower, middle class, that's pretty much every month, ain't it?
Right.
I mean, honestly.
I wouldn't say I'm middle class. I'm more lower class right now, considering my wife's being disabled and I'm having to take care of everything. I'm flat broke, no money in the bank.
I call myself middle class, but I mean, I'm lower class too.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, you are, but you have things that help you that are not available to me yet.
The system, yes.
Right. So, what all do you want to discuss and talk about? You want to go through over something? You want to just bring up a topic and discuss it and give our opinions, or
what bring up a topic? What's up?
And I know you brought this up, so I'm just going to say this, okay? I'm just going to say it, and I could care less what's going on with the rest of the world. I really can. I don't give a flying fuck about another country. Okay, all I care about is America first, and I can really.
I agree, America first, yes.
Okay,
but
and I could give
where we are.
I could give
Does
a fuck.
the rest of the world not affect you?
No, the rest of the world don't affect me because I could give a fuck less about the rest of the world.
Honestly, the rest of the world does kind of affect you.
How?
It affects the whole United States as a whole.
How?
Well, some of the people from over there come here and try to push an agenda, like on in New York, people like that.
Are you talking about people who want like Sharia law here and follow the Quran and everybody be Muslim and stuff? Is that what you're talking about? Women
don't we have to look out for stuff like that? Yeah, it's good to know what's going on over there so we can kind of
because we
this ain't gonna belong here.
If we can't do anything until it happens here. I don't care what they do.
But you can be prepared.
I don't give a shit if they fucking sleep.
You can have knowledge.
Well, I mean, the knowledge ain't going to do nothing if you can't prevent it. The knowledge, look, Here's the thing about knowledge. Knowledge is pretty much useless unless you know how to take that knowledge and make it work for you. Correct?
Okay.
Okay, so you could tell me the sky is fucking blue. You could tell me grass is green. You could tell me red means hot, blue means cold. But that doesn't mean that's how I interpret it. You know what I'm saying? To me, the sky could be purple. Grass could be brown.
But it's not.
I know it's not, but you get what I'm saying. You know, knowledge is pretty much useless unless you could use that knowledge in your everyday life. That's just the way it is. To have knowledge about somebody's religious beliefs in another country, don't worry about that until they try to bring that shit over to our country. You know, I don't give a fuck about the rest of the world. Though there's only 3 countries I care about. America first, Canada, and then Mexico. And the reason why is because they border us. Otherwise, on the
Okay, what about South America?
South America, I really could care less.
I mean, it kind of co-touches us.
Well, no, it touches Mexico.
We,
And actually, you don't even touch Mexico. There's a group of islands that literally separate Mexico and South America that you know, look
I
at.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Okay.
So, I mean, literally could give a fuck less.
Okay.
You know, I don't care if the people, if Yemen gets in a full out war with Iran and they blow each other and kill each other up, I don't care.
Now,
That has no bearing on me. I don't.
You do see a problem with that, right?
No.
No, you don't see a problem with that, with
If they
both of
want
them
to kill
having
each other, let
nuclear.
them kill each other. Why does it have to cause me to lose any type of sleep over?
Nuclear.
Dude, the only crazy son of a bitch I worry about launching nukes is North Korea.
Or any 2 people in a war.
I don't think we're going to use nukes, bro.
We may not.
I don't think anybody has the balls to use nukes. And hear me out. And this is why I say this. Because they know if they use nuke, the next person's using a nuke, the next person's using a nuke, and next thing you know, half the world's using nukes, and everybody's dead.
Eventually.
Do you understand the repercussions of what's going? They do. That's why I don't think we'll ever go to a nuclear war. I don't believe
So
that.
you don't think 2 nuclear powers would use them to get rid of the opposing faction?
Right. No, I don't. You want to know why? Because Russia would have used that already on Ukraine or vice versa. Pakistan or Palestine would have used that on Israel or vice versa. Right or wrong?
That's kind of overpowering. But no, Russia has nukes.
Yeah.
Ukraine does not.
Ukraine has more nukes than what you think, pal.
They are not a nuclear power.
Yeah, they got nukes, bud.
Russia is the nuclear power.
Listen, Ukraine has nukes. You want to know how I know this? Before Ukraine became a sovereign country, they were part of the USSR. Guess who the USSR was? They built nuclear power. They built nukes in Ukraine area that is now in the hands of the Ukrainians. They
They
have
had to give them back.
no, they got nukes, bud. They got nukes. Trust me.
They had to return them to Russia.
No, they got nukes, pal. I'm telling you.
So you think that whenever that little treaty was wrote up, that Ukraine said, "Yeah, keep those back here, and here you go. This is all of them."
Why not? They need a defense system too.
I
Listen,
that's hard to believe, dude.
think about it. Think about it for 1 minute. Use that logical brain of yours for 1 second and think about it.
I mean, yeah, that's something that I would do and something you would do, just looking out for our people. But Zelensky, he's a mighty little man. I don't think he would do it. I think he'd be.
Can I sit here and say they gave up their nukes in 1994? But in actuality, do you think they really gave up their fucking nukes?
I believe so. Yes.
No, bro.
Or else there wouldn't be that it would still be USSR.
No, it wouldn't. You know why
Because there was a treaty wrote up
man.
that they get to search the places. There was a treaty brought up that they get to search everywhere for nukes.
Really?
Russia could go in there and search for nukes. Yes.
Do you know where every nuke is in America? I don't. But we have them, don't we?
Yes.
Do you think we know where every nuke is at in Russia?
Yes.
No, we don't.
I believe we do.
I don't believe it. I do not believe. I think it was all spilled lies.
What country did we have that we had a treaty with that said that we can go in and search their whole country for nukes? There was a country that the U.S. could go into without any repercussions and search for nukes.
I'm looking it up now.
I forget what country, but I could have sworn I heard about that back in the 90s. So, I mean, to presidents and military and crap like that, that's not that long ago.
We signed a nuclear sharing treaty with NATO.
Okay. And what is that about? Could you pop that up on the screen, please?
Hold on 1 second. Okay, here we go.
And when was this?
Hold on. We're going to get into it, all right?
Do we have a year this was done?
Hold on, bud. Okay, nuclear sharing is a concept in NATO and Russia policies of nuclear deterrence, which allows member countries without nuclear weapons of their own to participate in the planning, training, and in extremist the use of nuclear weapons. In particularly, it provides an involved. Oh, let me see when this was done. Turkey says they have 20. Do you believe they have only 20?
Yes.
No, I don't. Out your goddamn mind.
It's estimated. That's estimated, so it could be between 15 and 50. But do I think they have more than 50? No.
I do believe this was done under Bush
Senior or junior?
Senior. I want to say that. It could have been.
Right there next to the picture. As of.
Okay, that's new. As of 2021, they're talking about as of today, who's all shared, right? So let's find this. It might have been Bush Jr., but
Oh, go back up. I think I seen the year. Right down more, down more, down more.
hold on, in 59.
Early as 1959, nuclear sharing arrangements.
That was between Russia and East Germany, or the
Okay.
Soviet Union and East Germany.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, again, do you think that we know how many nukes each other have?
I don't think we know what each other has, bro. I think it's all
We
lies.
know an estimate on what each other has.
No, we got an estimate. That's it. That means we don't know everything.
Okay, but we have an
This
estimate.
little beauty bastard right over here, bro.
Like I said,
North Korea.
that
little bitty
one
bastard
where
right
it said that they had that graph where it said they had 20 nukes right there.
Yeah, Belgium. I don't believe. I think they got more. Germany. I think they got more. Italy. I know they got 20 to 30. So you know they don't know. And in Gita, 10 to 15, just in that province alone.
Italy.
I'm going to believe that? They don't even know, bro. That tells me right there that they don't know. 20 to 30. They could have 35. They could have 50.
Well, that's estimated.
Right. So we don't know.
So from 0 to 100, do we know that they have more than 100? Yes, we know they don't have no more than 100.
All I'm saying is this right here. I believe that if nukes was going to drop, Putin would have dropped them on Ukraine, and he would have used them.
I don't think so.
Come on, man. Really?
Yeah, because all he wants is land. He wants the USSR back.
He does not want that back. He made that statement clear.
Then
Saying,
there
I
would
could
be
be
no
wrong,
other reason for him to go after Ukraine unless he wanted the USSR back. I mean, maybe not name it the USSR, but I mean, basically, he wants all that land back.
Ain't about the land, bro.
It's always about land.
It's not about land. It's about the minerals. And if we did a deal with Zelensky, if Donald Trump did a deal with Zelensky, like we have heard that he did the last few days, where's Putin on this?
Well, that would be between Trump and Putin.
I know what Putin's doing. You ready? I know exactly what he's doing. Shooting his wad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's a reasonable assumption. But I mean, don't we already know Trump is planning a trip like soon?
I know he's going to
Israel now over there.
I know he's going to Israel to try to set up a ceasefire deal or whatever that he's been trying to work on for a long time. You know, I mean, I'm not really going to talk about all that until the deals are set and done. And that way all the naysayers can shut their mouths.
You know what I mean? It's already past day one. So, I mean, that's nobody, I didn't expect him to shut it down day one. He said he could, but I knew that was just blowing smoke up people's tailpipe trying to get them to vote for him.
All right. Well, look, check this out, right? You paid attention to the news since Donald Trump got reelected till now? I'm talking much. Not local news or, you know, off-brand news. You know, I'm talking about mainstream.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay, I have. And it's kind of funny how they went from, oh, we need to be all about Ukraine this and Ukraine that, blah, 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 blah. They went from that and Black Lives Matter to all about Donald Trump hate rhetoric.
Yeah.
Every day in the news is something about Donald Trump from the time they start to the time they end. Nothing's about real shit. Nothing is. Everything else is put on hold because we got to talk about Trump.
No, ain't it funny that our news media can do that as a mass broadcast, but yet every other country's can't? Like if they did it, there'd actually be repercussions. They cannot do that. Hell, in some countries, they're getting put down because they thought of a prayer.
All I'm saying is there's got to be a little bit more to life than worrying about what's going on in another goddamn country. If the American people worried about America first, we would not have homeless. We would not have sick and deprived of vets on the streets. We would not have children running around with no shoes on. Nobody would be broke because all of our jobs would be here. If we actually sit back and let the man do his job. Because I'm going to say this to you. I'm going to bring something up. All right. Let me find this on YouTube real quick. I'm gonna bring something else. I'm gonna bring this up. This shit is fucking hilarious, bro. Wait till I get to it for you. This shit is fucking funny. Let me get back to it real quick. Because I saw this and I was like, kind of funny how we're hating Trump for this, and Trump's a homophobe and xenophobe and anti this and anti that. You know what I mean? I'm going to stop all that and I'm going to bring some real shit to show everybody.
He's not against gays. He's not against y'all. He wants to make America better than what he got it. That is the only reason he's running for president. Just like he said back in the 70s.
Right. And listen, I get why some people don't like Donald Trump. That's fine. You know, I don't hate you for it. And I
don't hate him either.
I think you're not looking at the big picture, but that's just my opinion, and I could be wrong, and you could be seeing something that I don't see, which is possibly true too. You know, but at the same time.
And yes, Donald Trump has said, in his own words, that he's not very fond of poor people.
Well, yeah, but the only way to get rid of poor people is by how? Lifting them up.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And the only way you can lift them up is bring jobs here that they could go work. And granted, yes, some people that are out there on the streets, being homeless because they choose to and they want to, I get it. Okay, you want to be completely free, but for the ones that could actually be out there and having a job and doing all this, you know what I'm saying? They need to be the ones to be accountable. Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, but the homeless need to be accountable for themselves too, and not rely on the cities and counties to assist them in being homeless.
Right. I mean, I get that too. You know what I mean? Bro, I'm going to find this, bro. I swear to God, dude, this is going to drive me nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know that I've seen Fox say that there was like 98% of what is it? Negative news coverage for Trump. It was like 98% so far.
Right.
And that was like a couple months ago I seen that.
So this is the only thing I'm going to show. This is by Trish Reagan. She's fucking awesome. Listen to this, okay? I want everybody to grasp this.
The left really doesn't want you to see this.
Administration, the Bush administration, has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem, and the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away.
The left really doesn't want you
Okay, now I'm going to play this for the dum-dums out there.
to see this.
Administration, the Bush administration, has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become...
Okay. Now, How is Trump the bad guy?
He's
Make that
not.
make sense.
He's not a bad guy.
Make that make sense.
I can't.
I mean, listen, I get it. You don't like the dude, that's fine, but you got to agree with the policies because the policies is what's making America better. Also, on another thing, too, on another topic, when we come to the tariffs, okay, you got to look at tariffs like this. Sometimes leaders won't come to the round table to sit and make good deals that benefits both countries at the same time. Tariff is a weapon to bring people to the round table to sit and discuss to make sure America's not getting screwed over. If you like China-made products, move to fucking China and don't come back. Bottom line. If you want
see how it is over there.
American-made products that is made by your kids, your aunts, your uncles, your mommies, your daddies that have jobs and be able to take you to do all these nice things, to be able to go on vacations because they work their butt off at a job that actually cares and pays them a good paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Then stay here. You know?
Yeah, because eventually that payoff, that payoff is worth it.
Don't blame somebody who didn't even start it in the beginning.
That's why we didn't have income tax back in the day.
In 2015, when Donald Trump was running for president, 50 years prior to that. Now, listen to what I'm telling you. 50 years prior to Donald Trump. So those whole 50 years, all the way up leading up to Trump running for presidency, the Democrats have called for a new southern border wall for 50 years. Was begging Congress, the president, and the Senate for a new southern wall and stricter laws for the southern border for 50 years.
Yep.
Obama called for it, but he never did anything on it. But as soon as this man, Donald Trump, comes down the escalator, just like on The Simpsons, walks right up to the podium and says, I am running for president and I'm going to be running as a Republican. Because he said, I am running as a Republican, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, because back in the 70s and 80s, he was a Democrat.
His whole life, he was a Democrat. But what the Democratic Party forgot to do is include the people. They started using the people and lying to the people.
He's seen that.
Manipulating the people.
And he's seen that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know? So, with that being said, think about what you're saying about a man that you don't even know the truth of, because Democrats was calling for everything Trump is doing now and back when he was president the first time was all Democrat ideas, was all Democrat led ideas. Democrats wanted a new southern wall. Democrats wanted to do this and do that. And because Donald Trump said he's running as a Republican and actually getting stuff done, they're hating him for it because it's not in the name of Democrat. It's not in the party name.
Because the Democrats run their mouth and don't show action.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So learn your history, folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It has been fun. Malkin, did you have fun?
I have fun.
All right. Well, we may bring some music reaction videos for you over the next couple of days. It all depends on how things go. But until next time, I'm Gen X Dave. That's Smoking the Bull. This is Gen X and Beyond. Peace.
Later.
And we'll see you all later. Have a good night.
Thank you for watching this
Great
video.
show.
If you enjoyed it, please hit the like